Our dog Scooter is getting on in years. We believe him to be about 13 years old. As we head out on our RV travels, I look forward to taking him on walks, as long as he is able. This video series will document some of the trails and areas that we explore. I'll call them Walks with Scooter. This is Tombstone Nature Trail, a 1.1 mile hike located in Steamboat Lake State Park, Colorado. The following commentary is based on the accompanying trail marker guide sheet. Hans Peak Village is the oldest settlement in northwest Colorado. It began as a mining community called Poverty Flats in the 1870s. The miners followed the trails of the Ute Mountain Utes and early Anglo trappers and explorers. In the miners' wake came rangers, loggers, and more settlement. Until 1912, Hans Peak Village served as the county seat for Routt County. At that time, the county extended all the way to Utah. Members of Butch Cassidy's gang, the Wild Bunch, were held in and escaped from the county jail. Like the village, Hans Peak Mountain, 10,839 feet, takes its name from Joseph Hahn, an early prospector of the area. The mountain was the site of several mining operations that remained active until the 1920s. While their efforts yielded gold and silver, the mother lode was never found. Look closely and you can see the United States Forest Service fire lookout tower on top of the mountain. It was last used in 1947. If you look around at the trees near you, you might notice some large clumps that look like a series of birds' nests. Actually, these are things known as witch's broom, a deformity that occurs in a stressed tree. Numerous factors can cause the tree to create these erratic shoots, ranging from disease to famine to genetics. What can we draw from noticing the plethora of witch's broom around here? These trees are stressed out. Looking around, you will notice several groves of aspen growing around you. Aspen play an extremely important role in our ecosystems. They're pioneer species, which means that they are one of the first trees to pop up after a major forest disturbance, such as a forest fire. They primarily spread by sending up shoots from their root systems, allowing them to create groves of hundreds of identical trees. In fact, one of the largest living organisms in the world is a grove of aspen found out in Utah known as Pondo. It spans hundreds of acres, has over 47,000 trunks, and is estimated to be over 8,000 years old. Beyond the dam is the Zirkle Wilderness, either snow-covered or at least dusted for most of the year. Mount Zirkle, elevation 12,182 feet, is the highest summit of the park range in northern Colorado. Completed in 1967, the earthen dam created 1,053-acre Steamboat Lake. Unlike dams built primarily for flood control or irrigation, the majority of water in the lake is dedicated to recreation. This allows the park to avoid fluctuations in water levels that occur at many other reservoirs around the state. When we think of homesteaders, we often think of a family in a covered wagon crossing the prairie, but this area was homesteaded in the 1920s. The monument stone at the Wheeler gravesite provides a little more information about a local family. It says, "The Wheelers, their small children, and a dog moved from Sterling, Colorado to this area in 1921. After a week of travel in their Model T Ford, they arrived to homestead and live on 243 acres of this land, now mostly covered by the water of the lake. The first year was the hardest, with the deep snow and the struggle for food. They survived on snowshoe rabbits and grouse with biscuits and gravy. The Wheelers raised their family in this area and gained a wealth of appreciation for beauty from the surrounding mountains and valleys. Lost at birth and buried here are two of the children of James and Rose Wheeler, a daughter named Ruth, June 20th, 1928, and a son named Sonny Boy, October 6th, 1930. The common juniper bush is a species of conifer that has leaves that change from needles to scales as the plant matures. While the fruit appear to be like berries, they are actually fused cones. The blueberries are edible but may cause stomach upset. The fruit is used to provide the flavoring in gin and is used as a spice in cooking. Lodgepole pine was the major species of tree fed on by the pine beetle infestation that hit this area. The mountain pine beetle feeds on the inner bark layer of the pines, but that is not what kills the tree. The blue stain fungus, which accompanies the beetle on its back, chokes off the nutrient layer of the tree, causing it to girdle or lose its nutrient supply. All the dead and dying trees in this area were a fire hazard and a falling risk for hikers on the trail, so the area was cleared of the dead timber. Whitehead Peak, the present name of this 10,847-foot mountain, Sand Mountain, comes from the sandy soil on its eastern slope. The mountain yields a whitish quartzite, which was quarried by the Ute Indians for stone tools such as scrapers and points. Steamboat Lake is prided with gold medal waters, boasting some of the best fishing in all of Colorado. They stock this lake every year with thousands of trout, including rainbow, cutthroat, cutbow, and brown. But that's not the only wildlife this lake has to offer. Around the shores you might see mallard ducks, blue herons, and even the sandhill crane. Subalpine firs are a very dominant species found around this area. Notice the bark with blister-like bumps along it. These are called pitch pockets and are filled with a clear resin. The Native Americans from around this area would use the pitch and needles medicinally, making teas and soups to aid with aches and pains.